formalities time at the borders.
These are loans or these are grants that come to the Gambia in the interest of the Gambian people. If it's in the form of loans, we are paying, our sons will be paying, our grandsons will be paying.
In their adjournment debate exists interfaces with senior government officials, looking into the concerns of their electorate and the welfare of the civil service.
Gambia is one of the lowest countries where a National Assembly is new-orated in the sub-region. And it's creating problems. You cannot be called a proud citizen if you are not equated with your fellow citizens around you.
Now, what have you heard from the civil servants as regards their own challenges in trying to meet the requirements in fulfilling their mandate?
The challenges facing the civil service has been exacerbated by the limited resources available to train, retrain, and retain personnel.
Legislative engagements continued with the Public Accounts and Public Enterprise Committee, calling for accountable measures in the dispensation of public funds and meeting the inherent adage advocated by Pan-African leaders for integrating the continent.
Some of those very people that should have been our right hands in helping us sensitize our electorate, particularly the illiterates, are going around all corners saying the Public Accounts Committee and the Public Enterprises Committee of the National Assembly are always engaged on witch hunt. They treat institutions differently. Some are being treated unfairly.
What role the GCC can play on the issue of pricing and costing policy? Because one that is not addressed, the issue of commodities will keep on in the increase.
Kwame Nkrumah, Nyerere, Sekou Touré, and NASA, these guys were determined that there must be a continental organization.
This is how the African people can participate in the affairs of the continent.
As the 2012 legislative year ends, lawmakers are concerned with grassroots advocacy for engagement of the informal sector to the Gambian economy, with priority on agriculture, health and education. Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
Phase 2 of the 2012 joint session of the Public Accounts and Public Enterprises Committee of the National Assembly shall commence on Monday 7 to Tuesday 29 January 2013 at 11 a.m. daily for the consideration of the annual activity reports and audited financial statements of all outstanding public enterprises and agencies of the Government of the Republic for the year ending 31st December 2011. A media release issued by the Office of the National Assembly Clerk requires Chief Executive Officers and board members of all public enterprises and agencies to attend and strictly adhere to the schedule published as of Wednesday, 28th of November 2012. Members of the press and civil society organizations are invited as well. The Islamic Scientific Educational and Cultural Organization recently held a 3-day regional training program for Islamic scholars in the media business. The conclave that drew participants from 5 West African countries had the objective of educating the 12 participants on the effective use of the media in disseminating Islamic information. Abubakar Dabo has more.
Is undoubtedly the most easily accessible medium of communication for the overwhelming majority of people in the sub-region. As a force for both good and evil, the radio in recent times served a great purpose in shaping the worldview of individuals on the wide spectrum of social and cultural issues, including religion.
This is a Gambia that West Ham School aggregates knowledge with before us. And you see that they don't keep the bushes.
At a ceremony held to kickstart a 3-day sub-regional training workshop on the positive use of radio in Islamic propagation, the Acting Secretary General of the Gambia National Commission for UNESCO, Yahya Matar Job, spoke on the role of positive preaching in the development of a true perspective of Islam and handling the threats posed to its culture by Islamophobia.
Such widespread participation reflects both the prominence of the role of preaching in the development of the true perspective of Islam and its civilization against Islamophobia, as well as to strengthen the training of these 12 Islamic preachers for the development of a culture of peace and the promotion of dialogue among cultures, civilization, and religions in the context of the Islamic culture.
The hope of the training, he continued, is to offer innovative ideas about using the mass media creatively to effectively educate the masses about Islamic doctrines. Addressing the negative image attached to Islam is perhaps the most challenging task these 12 participants are tasked with. But a critical analysis of approaches in Islamic propagation, according to Papa Tumanin Jai, the representative of the Director General of the Islamic Educational Scientific Cultural Organization, should be developed in line with the present social needs of the people.
To the promotion of Islamic culture and communication. However, this meeting should analyze the relationship between radio and preaching seen from the perspective of Islamic cultural enlightenment. In this regard, it is worth noting that the radio, be it public or private, has for several decades shown increasing interest in preaching in light with the revival of the Islamic faith in West African countries.
Njai thanked the cooperation between Munazzamatul Da'watul Islamiyya and ISESCO in not only facilitating such forums for member countries, but ensuring that recommendations supporting positive Islamic propagations are pursued to implementation. The representative of Munazzamat's regional director, Abdul Ahmed Drame, detailed the numerous humanitarian interventions undertaken by the body, all in the service of mankind and Islam. Drame urged the participants to make judicious use of the knowledge learned, but also use wisdom in the course of their preaching.
Well-designed and presented Islamic radio programs touching on the current affairs of the people will go a long way to help in the spread of Islam and the shaping of the community to the best as required by Islam.
The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Information and Communication Infrastructure, Nancy Nyang, stressed on the role the media should play if used as a tool to build a positive Islamic society.
I am sure the aim of this workshop is not to present media as a threat to our religious and cultural identity, but to explore and discuss the potential that mass media have if used. Again, we have to stress on the word if used as a tool to build an Islamic society.
PS Nyang linked the ACE project to this training program, saying now that a submarine cable for quick and effective data accessing is available, scholars and Islamic teachers have all chances to utilize relevant and orthodox Islamic literatures on the internet for public preaching. The interface that wraps up Saturday is expected to have the desired impact needed to better package Islamic programs and talk shows for the consuming audience. Abu Bakr Dabo, GRTS.
The Sarahula Youth Development Organization, SIDO, recently held its third International Cultural and Arts Exhibition in Gambisara Upper River region. The event, as Alaji Abubakar Dabo tells us, is meant to coordinate efforts and resources towards revitalizing positive culture and tradition among young people.
In order to safeguard cultural and traditional purity, the Sarahula Youth Development Organization has held its annual Sarahula International Cultural and Arts Festival in Gambisara. The event is a follow-up to the ones held in the past 2 years in Sudwal and Basse respectively. The event, which is purely cultural, brings together participants from the Gambia and other West African countries. Done in a traditional fashion, the delegates first visited the Gambisara Alkalo to seek his permission before his brother Alhaji Muhammadu Halija Dukure led them to the town's Grand Marabout. However, traditional costumes, music and dance were in every corner of the gathering as the festival was unfolding. At the official opening of the ceremony, the chairman of the board and one of the founding fathers of SIDO, Ibrahim Akebe, urged the youth to live positive and productive lives, for they are the cream of every society. Also speaking at the occasion was the governor of Upper River Region and the deputy director of youth and sports.
The Sarahule youth has demonstrated what the president has been crying for all over the years. That is for the young people of this country to come together, work hard towards the development of the country, and at the same time avoid some unnecessary immoral behaviors. And as a matter of fact, I have heard comments from a lot of speakers